live.
Let me know when we're on.
I don't know if you heard me. We're on.
No, I know. I was going to say when we are on Facebook.
We should be.
Okay, we're all set.
You're not alone.
Not alone. Hey, good morning, Ben. Hey, Michelle. Mitch. Good morning, Addie. Here you are, Joe.
That's why I said so. You're not alone.
Oh, I wouldn't even look, and I thought you just meant for the people's platform.
Are your ears working?
Yeah. Are yours?
Yeah, I'm just making sure that you're turned up and all that good stuff.
Do I sound okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
Do I sound great?
Yep.
Thanks, Joe. You're such a supportive
Mm-hmm.
producer. Trying to make sure everything's up on my end too. Rumble, X, YouTube. Yes, Connie, we will. If I forget for some reason, because I have so many things I want to talk about from the DNC, but I think too that we got to make sure we touch on RFK. Thanks, Terry. She says we both sound great, Joe.
Sweet.
Terry says it's great to see you, Joe. I agree. Hopefully I can talk him into keeping himself up for the entirety of the show.
Only because Vic's gone.
Yeah. See, when the cat's away, the mice will play. Right, Joe? We're going to see what we can get into.
Sure.
And we've got Eric coming in. I think I hear him. There he is, that handsome fella. Come on in. Your makeup looks great. Your hair looks great. Mm-hmm. No, what's that from?
Oh, God.
It sounds familiar, and it's a very famous quote. I just don't remember the name of the movie.
I'm ready for my close-up.
Yeah.
I don't know
my
that.
headphones on?
Yeah.
And then make sure you wiggle
Make sure I wiggle
it just a little bit. wiggle your adapter if it's not.
I'm
you don't
good
hear.
now.
Okay.
I'm good.
No, I had him down,
Story of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Was trying to keep me down.
holding you down.
So are you always trying to wiggle it? And people are like, look, settle
Wait a
down.
minute, where's this going?
No, hey.
This went way out of
I
No,
mean on stage, my friend.
on stage wiggling it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't wiggle anything on stage.
You get after it. You get up there with that guitar and you're just
But I don't think I wiggle so much as more like
jam.
undulate and pulsate.
Yeah.
I think that's more of what I do.
Gyrate.
Gyrate. Thank you.
He gyrates.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Good morning, Chris. Yes, I agree. Last night was another circus show.
Oh, you guys are watching that?
Hey, I got it. Somebody's got to take one for the team, and it looks like it's me because Joe he isn't down with it either, and I know.
I can't stand it.
The only thing I don't. You got to applaud those guys. They know how to put on a circus.
Oh
so
yeah,
that's for sure.
That's a great party,
Man.
They sure do.
But it is just one ridiculous lie after another.
Hey, Joe or Eric, what's your opinion? Do advertisers at the beginning or the end?
I say at the end,
Yeah, I'd say at the end.
Okay.
or if you want to get them out of the way,
Well, what I'm afraid of is if we get to talking and chatting.
might forget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why you just make sure you do it before
Okay.
But Joe will throw at the end, and this is how you do a pre-production meeting, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
Joe, just bang on the window,
Oh, sure.
on the glass. Let us know.
I could just type a
Keep-
private message.
Keep us in line. Yes, Addie, I agree. Eric does know how to explain the issues.
One of the
Mhm.
issues I have is where's Vic today? What happened to
He's
him?
on holiday.
He's on holiday?
He's on
What's
holiday
he from London?
for a few days. Yeah, he is. So that's why he trusted me and you.
He's on
And Joe.
holiday?
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
So he can kick back, breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Hmm.
out of touch. We tried texting him and he's just like, you guys are chopped liver.
I remember when we were doing the radio show back on 100.7 The Viper,
Uh-huh.
and there were literal holidays that came up, and he never took them. He
No.
always wanted to be in studio.
Mm-hmm. Felt better just being there and doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
He is legit. He legit loves coming in here and doing this.
Yeah. I agree with you.
You know what I
I
mean?
think he really, really does. I mean, I know that he misses doing 5 days, but
I miss you guys doing 5 days.
Yeah,
Because
but-
I used to get up and have my coffee and listen to you guys, and well, the whole.
me
You know.
too. I used to listen to
Did you when you heard that you were going 1 hour every third day or every other day? Were you like, yeah, that makes sense? Or were you like, no, that kind of sucks?
No, well, I was also talking to him about this a couple months ago, just because, the more you talk to people that are doing, the podcasts and have the successful podcast, and then all the marketing companies,
Mhm.
they're like, what's happening is you're flooding when you're out there so much.
Yeah.
The algorithm doesn't show that like, hey, look who's here. It's like, oh, they're just here. It's like being in the lazy river where you
Is
just
that how
kind
it
of float
works?
through. Yes, I know. It's so interesting. I was actually talking to Stephanie yesterday, Joe, and she was explaining to me about my own podcast, how to do it and
Yeah.
make sure that you don't oversaturate.
I don't know, man.
You know?
Long form radio and long form conversation is still the way to go, I think. I cannot stand interviews where you'll see on Fox or somewhere and it'll be someone really important and oh my God, they got to get out in 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that.
I know.
How do you get any detail in any conversation?
I don't think you do.
Ask Kamala, because she only does like 20-second interviews.
She's such a goofball. Okay, hold on. Let's see. And then we're going to start the show. So Connie says, let's find out from Eric if you think soccer moms will vote for Trump. Now, since RFK is on board, hang on. Don't answer that because we're going to get the show started, and then we will go back to RFK and soccer moms.
Soccer moms.
Let's start it up, Joe. Hey everyone, good morning and welcome to Cancel This Live, where we are live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday from 9 to 10 a.m. Central Time. You can find us on just about any audio or video platform, X, Rumble, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Live, Spotify, Apple, you name it, we are there. So make sure that you follow us, like us, subscribe us, and share the show. Please, we really, really appreciate it. It is August 22nd. It is a Thursday. It feels like fall, doesn't it, you
Feels
guys?
like Friday.
Here, yeah, it does. It feels like Friday. It feels like fall.
Yeah.
It feels so good outside. It doesn't feel like it's an August morning at all. Love it. And okay, look, before we get started with all of this DNC circus craziness, because, okay, I am taking one for the team here. I'm doing all your guys' work. I know everybody on the People's Platform, you guys don't want to watch it. You don't want to know. So I'm taking one for the team.
Yeah.
I am suffering through this. I'm watching just about everything so that I can come back and report to you all of the idiocracy that is taking place.
Yeah.
But thanks guys. So I am your host, Megan Marie Moret today, and we have Eric Johnson. I'm so excited. He's here, he's back. And we have Pro Joe, who promised that he's going to pop in throughout the show regularly, right, Joe? He's there. There he is, making sure everything works for us. And, you know, the lights look good. Our makeup looks good. Eric's makeup looks really good
I'm
today.
waiting for the lasers and smoke machine. When do those come in?
Oh,
and the pyros?
Just wait. I mean, look what's behind you. How much better does that get? There's your smoke show. There it is.
That's a great base right there, by the way.
Yeah,
Like Gibson. I love that thing.
Now that's an outfit right there. That is.
I often go to the Quick Trip in that to get gas.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do they love you there?
Oh, they love it.
Do they run, or do they run to you or away from you?
They run away. Trust me.
So everybody, Vic Faust is on holiday today. He's out of town for a few days, so I hope that he is able to kick back and have a great time. And we're here to bring you everything that we've got.
Yeah.
So sit back, relax, get your coffee going, and take a ride with us. Okay, so before we get started, Donna wants to know, Eric, you've got to, because we talk about soccer moms a lot with you in here. Yeah. And she wants to know exactly what is the soccer mom, and then we'll get into the whole RFK thing. If you think that soccer moms, what they're going to think about this whole RFK.
I don't know what soccer moms are so much anymore, but back in my day, they definitely had a minivan. They were the first of the minivans. Yeah. They talked a lot with their soccer mom next door neighbors. They discussed politics, and back in the day, I remember this distinctively. Their decision was a family decision. Usually the husband and the wife would talk about the politics of the day, and they would go and vote together. That's not so much the case anymore. Okay. Soccer moms these days they diverted a lot from their husbands, and they talk amongst themselves, and they watch The View, and they watch, I'm sorry, they do. And they go and they might vote the other way that the family and the husband might vote these days. So the reason I always bring them up is because what are they being filtered? What are they hearing? And how much of it, like this whole, I can't watch the DNC convention. Can you? I know you can. Thank you for doing that for us. I can't do it because it's a bunch of lies. It's mired in this joy and all this wonderfulness that have these weird lies in the background, and they're aimed at soccer moms, and they're aimed at progressives, and they're aimed at not telling you what their progressive ideologies are. So when I used to think of soccer moms, those are the ones that are going to win the election.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's what the soccer mom is not filtering out is prices. How did those prices get so high? We want to buy a new house. Well, how did the mortgage rates get so high? Their communities in shambles because there are immigrants now in their communities that they got to pay for. How healthcare, education, competing for jobs. These are all things that I don't think they're getting any knowledge of. If they blame anybody, they want to blame Trump. Well, the truth is, Trump had no interest rates. You could go buy a house with almost free money. The price of goods was down. You could buy things, right? So the truth is, Trump made your life better. You hated hearing him tweet, soccer mom, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the problem that I'm having is how much of this information is being filtered to them where they're like, we're not stupid.
Yeah.
I don't hear the soccer moms coming out and going, we're not stupid. Yeah, this whole gala thing that you're putting together with this Kamala chick, yeah, that's outstanding. I would love to be there drinking wine with you guys and talking about, 50 Shades of Grey. But I don't think that they're able to separate the gala from reality. And that's my biggest problem, because to be honest with you, the Republicans, they had a good convention, but this convention that they're doing is star-studded. This is like 5 nights in a row of the Grammys.
Yeah, it is. And the soccer moms, along with everyone else in the world, are going to get zero information on all of the things that you just said. So whether it's the economy, inflation, illegal immigrants coming into your cities, your towns, education, all of it, you're going to get nothing from watching this circus show for the 4th final thank you. The last day of this DNC, you're not going to get any information because it has been nothing on policy, nothing on border. You guys, absolutely nothing on the border. And it has been lie after lie after lie. I cannot tell you the things that they are trying to feed the American people right now is disgusting.
Right.
And here's the most disgusting part of this entire DNC. You know, they keep talking about reproductive rights, which it's anti-reproductive rights. I mean, which is what it truly is. You know, and everybody's got their own opinion on this whole abortion topic. Everybody's, thinks that, a baby is a baby. It's a human right at conception. Some people don't think it's a baby until it, exits the womb, whatever it is. Here's my point. There is absolutely no reason to basically park a food truck outside of the DNC and be able to go in and get an abortion. There's absolutely.
Oh, yes, there is. For them, there is.
You know what?
Oh, absolutely.
And if
there
that,
is.
and if that in itself,
their number one issue.
Exactly.
their number one issue is the 4th most cared about issue on the list.
And that, you know what? And if that's your issue, and if I don't care what you believe, I truly, truly don't. It's not really a topic for any of us to discuss politically. Honestly, I don't care what it is, but it is really, really wrong, and it's gross, and it's disgusting, and it's evil for them to have a truck outside where you can walk up in front of everyone and basically say, without being no discretion, not being behind closed doors, not doing it after they've given you some kind of counseling. They talk about how they want to do everything right, and it's freedom, and you have a right to do all of these things with your own body and everything. But why are you not doing the right thing, the appropriate thing, the responsible thing, the humane thing, by at least saying to these girls when they walk up to hop on the food truck to get their abortion, why aren't they saying, hey, you know what? Give us 10 minutes. Let's at least give you some other options. Let's at least make sure that you know that this is the right decision for you. Let us tell you about, adoption. Let us tell you about fostering. Let us tell you about how to not end up in this situation again. They're not. You literally walk up for the world to see with cameras on there, and we're supposed to glorify this. This is so gross and twisted on so many levels that I can't even believe that it's happening. I mean, I honestly, I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. I don't think it's right. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care what your view is. It's just not right.
And I think that soccer moms look at that also, and they go, oh, look at all, it's like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory of all this funness. And then they do, like you, go, what is that little mobile unit over there? Oh, that's where you can go get a free abortion or vasectomy. And that's what I'm talking about, is do women look at that and go, what? And then that's the wake up moment. It's like abortion. They don't understand the mechanism of it. When I was in high school, I saw a video, sex ed video, I think it was. I can't remember, but it was a video of an actual abortion, like through an ultrasound, and how it, and moments before they actually did the procedure, you could see the fetus moving. And you're like, to me, if it's moving, it's got some consciousness of some sort, right?
Right.
If it's moving, and you're about to stick it. I mean, I do not want to get that graphic on a Thursday morning, but when I saw it, that's when the whole universe opened up. I said, okay, wait, maybe this isn't such a great idea. As a senior in high school, I think that's, if you want to talk abortion, if you want to have that as a talking point, I think it's mandatory that everybody sees the tactical, how it works from decision to throwing it in the trash can or putting it into the bio waste at the hospital.
Right. Educate them on what it is.
You want to have this discussion? Let's sit down and let's go through the play-by-play of how this thing actually works. And I don't think people understand that. They think they're going to the doctors to get rid of a skin tag.
Right. But
it's a skin tag. I can't stand this thing. I'll go to the doctor. They'll freeze it off and then I'll go on my way. No, it's not the same thing. And that's the problem, that you don't really know the truth behind any of these issues.
Yeah.
You don't sit there and know the truth. I do understand a woman having this is my choice. It's my body. It's my choice. I get it. We've had it for 50 years that you could have a clean, abortion. You could have that. That was part. And now the government seems to be taking that away.
Right.
And they're not, because they're sending it back to the states that it represents the state's people. And there are some states that do have mobile drive-up Dr. Kevorkian vans that will kill whatever you want, which California is a good example. Move to California. So they're not taking anything away. They're sending it back to the states, where one state, it just might not be as good for, like Mississippi. They don't want abortion in Mississippi, or they don't want abortion in Missouri, or they don't want to. You got to let the people vote and choose. Do we want these Planned Parenthoods in our backyard?
Yeah.
You can't do that on a federal level.
Well, yeah. And what's next? Are they going to have, food trucks that look like a cotton candy truck, popcorn truck, and kids are going to walk up and, go up and get an injection of a hormone blocker or sign up for gender surgery? I mean, it's like, what is next? Where does this end? Yeah. And, you've got someone like Tim Walz saying, mind your own damn business. That was his slogan last night. He kept saying, mind your own damn business. Yeah. What we do in the bedroom is none of your business. Well, I kind of
agree with that.
Okay. Here's the thing. If what you do in your bedroom isn't anybody's business, then how dare you park a truck outside and have everybody see the repercussions of what happened in the bedroom? Now, there's going to be some cases where it wasn't consensual. We all know we don't need to keep going into rape, incest, and, that the deadly health of a mother if she were to have a baby. We're talking about people that show up to the DNC and are walking up and just doing this. So, it's hypocritical when you have someone say, what happens in the bedroom, stays in the bedroom. Everybody else mind your own damn business. Yeah. And I couldn't agree more.
But why pride? What's up with pride celebration then?
That was my point, Joe.
I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't mean that.
I love it. I'm glad that you see that too, because I feel like if all of this, what happens in the bedroom stays in the bedroom, we all know what that means. Yeah. Then why is everybody talking about, sexuality?
And
why
I have
is everybody
no issues with that either? Keep it in the bedroom. I don't want to see it.
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't want to know. And I don't think that you should take the stuff that's meant to stay in a bedroom between two consenting adults should be out and be hypersexualizing young kids, and everybody talking about who they want to sleep with and who they're going to do this with. And every time you turn on, even if it's just regular daytime television, every time you turn on the TV, you got two people on top of each other. You've got, some couple that is making sure that everybody knows that they're, gay or lesbian or multiple partners. I mean, you cannot escape it. So, which one is it? Are we respecting what happens in the bedroom and letting it be in the bedroom? Or are we coming out and flying our colors high and talking about it to everybody? You can't have both. You can't stand on both of those platforms and expect anyone to take you seriously.
Well, here's another thing is the Democrats have no shame of being the biggest hypocrites I've ever. That whole Charlotte thing where Trump goes, there's good people on both sides. Well, that was completely and utterly out of context. But Biden, in the same speech, said, there's people outside that don't believe we should be killing people in Gaza. There's good people on both sides. Pretty much, I was paraphrasing, and I'm like, this guy's an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
He just completely decimated his whole argument. No, the Jews were attacked. The Jews were like, I don't care that you don't have uniforms or a president. You're now in a wartime situation, Gaza.
Mhm.
You elected these Hamas people to represent you. Now we got to come and do our job. You're at war now. Sorry, this isn't a police action. We're coming to take out Hamas. If you don't like it, maybe you should turn them in and release our hostages. If you don't like it, then we get. That's what the situation in Gaza is all about.
Mhm.
No, there aren't good people on both sides. I'm sorry. If you're like, look, we have this beautiful, the Gaza Strip is beautiful. It could be made, we could make Dubai out of this place. But instead we finance missiles and weaponry for those clowns over there in the sandals that think they can go take on Israel.
Mhm.
It's like, it's common. Where the hell is common sense?
It doesn't exist.
It's like, turn them in. If you know someone from Hamas, turn their asses in. If you know where our hostages are, let us know. We'll partner with you to make this beautiful strip of land the Palestinian state, or whatever you want to call it. That's how you deal with this situation. Am I losing my mind?
No, you're right. So all of these
No, there aren't
protesters,
good people on both sides. There's not. These guys want to fly drones over the Israeli border. Until you stop doing that, we're going to put the entire force of the IDF at your ass.
Well, exactly.
Right.
And why
And we're not going to
aren't
apologize for it.
the people of Palestine, why aren't they demanding Hamas to do their part? They want to blame everybody. Now America's
Because
to
they
blame.
think they're
Israel's to blame.
because they're surrogate Hamasians.
Well,
Is that a word?
exactly. They're pro-Hamas.
They're surrogate Hamas. They're not in the war. They're trying to, cook for their family at home in a decimated Gaza Strip. But ideologically, they are Hamas, right?
Yeah.
It's like a Democrat.
They are.
It's like Democrats.
But if they truly want a ceasefire and they want peace and they don't want anyone else to be killed in Gaza, you need to start pointing your fingers at Hamas and say, release the dang hostages already.
When you
took these people, there's still 109 hostages right now at this time that need to be
some
released.
Of them are dead,
they have not said one thing to Palestine, to Hamas. They have not. These animals that are running our streets. And it's such a noble cause. It's so noble. And you're so proud of what you're doing that you have to completely cover your face so that no one knows who you are. You're in America. You don't need to cover your face here. Women, men, you don't need to cover your face.
This is a product of too many people coming in and destabilizing a culture. What you're looking at now, and again, I don't feel like I want to have so many dogs in the hunt, but if I'm always looking at 30,000 feet down, like I'm not part of this planet. I try to anyway. I really do.
Yeah.
I try to look at this like, okay, got this little experiment going on in the United States of America, started 250 years ago. Okay, let's check in and see how they're doing. Okay. Ooh, they had a good culture going on for a while. Yeah, they had some problems. We got that whole slavery thing. That's don't know about that. Let's fix that. And then 70s, 80s, 90s to the current day, they let too many diverse cultures in here that destabilized the whole thing. Now, I don't mind diversity, and I don't mind a lot of people in community, but you can't do it this fast. You will wreck the place. And that's what's happening right now. When you see Palestinian flags flying at a convention that's supposed to be an American convention, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a bad problem.
It's a big problem.
And it's not like you're seeing the Italians coming over here, the Swedish people coming over here. No, these are people that hate us.
And they hate Christians. And that's a big part of it too.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
I mean,
in
it's
God
a big
we
part
trust.
of it.
It's on our money.
That's right.
In God we trust. Well, who's that God? It's the Judeo-Christian God. Okay, you're letting all these people in here that can't stand that. Okay.
And they've been indoctrinated.
That's why government is important. Not because of social. It's because you're in charge of keeping this place stable.
Yeah.
And you're seeing the artifacts of the George Soroses of the world, the Barack Obamas of the world, the Hillary Clintons of the world, the one world governments of the world. You're seeing the benefits. Now, if you like it or I don't know. I mean, I'm one vote of a billion, but if you like that, vote for it. Don't worry so much about a 7% interest rate now. Do you like this one world thing that's coming? Do you like the fact that your borders are insignificant? Do you like that? Do you like the fact that your communities over Now, this only happened in 20 years. Imagine another 30 years when your kids are growing up in this crap.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, In God We Trust is off the dollar bill. As a matter of fact, there might not even be a dollar bill in 30 years.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
It might be a one world institution where there's no paper at all anymore.
There might not be a dollar bill in a year.
Right. So that's what soccer moms. I wish I could write a book about soccer moms.
I do too.
And how important
I'd be the first person to buy it.
Yeah. And I would love, because I think that African-American men, they're changing their tune. They're like, we've had it.
Yeah.
We've had it. Trump's the man. He's the man. Why is he the man? Because he's gangster. The government is coming at him. African-American men can see that with their own eyes open. They see that they've been pawns in a Democratic game. They are sick and tired of their communities being overrun. Look at Chicago. They're like, we've had enough of this. We want the good life again.
Yeah.
And they see that in Trump. African-American women don't.
No,
see what I mean?
They absolutely
see what I
don't.
mean?
No.
They split. The household used to be a combination of the two voting together. Now it's splitting inside the house.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Well,
it's a very interesting time to be alive. That's for sure. It is pivotal. This is not, Kamala Harris isn't like, we have to normalize everything. No, Kamala is, this is the last straw. This is it, guys. You either want the United States of America to be a strong, undivided country, or you're like, all right, let's take the blue pill. Let's see what's behind the curtain, and let's see what one world governments look like, and let's see what no drilling and no fracking looks like, and let's take a look at how bad we can make. Because in order to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs.
That's right. Yeah, please don't take the blue pill, anyone. Don't do it. We don't want to know. But hey, so the TV ratings at the DNC for the first night were down 22% from 2016 when Hillary was up. So
I get that.
So I guess, people are not as excited. When you watch the DNC, you don't really know what to think because, it's full. It's a full house. You've got people hooting and hollering and, making it look like, it's the biggest and best thing that's ever happened to the Democratic Party.
It was the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Which part?
Bumbling, stumbling Biden coming on stage at 11:23 at night, 12:23 on the East Coast.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Why don't they just put a Zoom camera up in his bedroom?
Know. But boy, did you see him? He was mad.
Yes.
He was screaming and yelling.
Oh my God. I won't miss that at all. I will not miss that at all.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit more of that, I think. I think he's kind of feeling himself now. I think
You think
I
so?
don't think that he's totally over what they did to him.
Oh no.
But I think that he's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and come out and talk, and and maybe he'll just kind of keep leaking the fact that this was all a coup and that they basically, held who knows what over his head and said, look, if you don't go, we're going to invoke the 25th, and you do not want that to happen.
I would love, this has got to come out. I don't know how you FOIA request these documents, but someone needs to do an interview of how this whole thing went down. We might find out. Aren't you dying to know?
Joe's going to forget. So Joe's not going to be able to be the one to tell us. It's going to be whoever was a witness to it. It's Jill, Hunter, and, and who knows.
I would die to know how. Yeah, we have to talk to the president. What do you want to talk to him about?
Yeah.
Well, he's got to go. I got Nancy behind me. I got Chuck behind me. I got Gavin Newsom behind me. Barack Obama will be on the conference call because he doesn't want to show his face in front of you.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, that's so true.
I would love to know how that conversation, Mr. President, you got to leave. And then how he reacted to that. That is such a spectacular story for me because they didn't do that to Reagan.
I would like to know how he reacted.
Yeah.
Was he sad, somber, or was he just straight up ticked off, yelling?
I bet mad.
Yeah.
I
would too.
I mean, they gave him that weird ultimatum. I'm sure they had an entire kit and caboodle of tools that they could have used. It was probably, well, we'll politically push you out. Second was 25th Amendment. And then if that didn't work, we got some documents on this whole Ukrainian thing with your son.
Exactly. No, seriously. I really do think that. I think something's coming down the line. Yeah. I think that there's going to be something that they, can legit go after Hunter for. and it's going to come back and haunt him. And they held that over his head too. So, and there's only so many things that Hunter can get out of, and that's probably because Joe has been his dad's been the president. But once he goes, who knows what's going to happen.
Well, whatever Biden gets slapped with, or Hunter gets slapped with, Joe's going to come and forgive everything. I think they want to get that trial out of the way as fast as possible so the conviction happens.
Yeah.
And then Biden can go, pardon.
Yeah, exactly. But he said he wasn't going to pardon his son. So
is he a liar?
he is a liar.
He lies about all kinds of stuff.
I know. See, and that's the thing, Eric, is just when I start feeling sorry for him, like the other night, I said on Monday, I was like, or was it Tuesday? I feel so sorry for him when I see him.
I do too.
I really do. And I think, gosh, look what they've done to this guy, and the poor guy, has to, I feel like it's kind of like the walk of shame the other night when he came out, you know what I mean? But then right when I'm feeling bad for him, he gets up there and it's the same Joe. It's just lie after lie after lie. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? That was short-lived. I don't feel so bad for him anymore.
No, I don't, because I would have to imagine 75% of the stuff that they have him doing, he doesn't even know or believe in.
Puppet.
LGBTQ, just, I get, he champions that all the time, but does he really even know what it is? I always feel like it's his, I feel like it's his Gen Z staff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The 19-year-old staffer. It's like, Mr. President, we're going to have a gay pride Easter outside on the lawn. And Joe goes, that sounds colorful. Okay.
Let's go.
He doesn't know what it's all about. I think there's a lot of that goes on. He doesn't understand. I'm not saying he's stupid. He has been around there for 50 years. But there's a lot of things that he just doesn't understand what the base is talking about.
Yeah.
And he just goes, okay, fine, whatever, He's
a prop for the agenda. He just kind of goes out there, whatever the agenda says, they just kind of push him out there. And
they go, DEI in the White House. What is that? Is that a new agency?
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
Like, that those conversations have come up where he has that weird look in his face. Like, what is that?
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, hey, so I do want to show y'all some great different clips that are happening at the DNC, because I know many of you are not keeping up with this. So like I said earlier, I'm taking one for the team. I think a couple people on the chat line said they were too. I think Logan said he's watching it all too. So thanks. But there's a couple of things. Well, first of all, I do want to mention last night, the parents of Hirsch Goldberg Poland, he is one of the hostages that is still being held by Hamas in Gaza. He is the young 24-year-old, a guy that had his left arm blown off as he was being kidnapped and taken into Gaza. And it was really great to see these people come up and talk about their son and tell him to be strong. And the other thing that I found very profound was the fact that these two parents are up there, essentially begging for the life and the return of their son, but also acknowledging the innocent people in Gaza.
Yeah.
That takes a big person. It takes a humane person. So while there are people lining the streets outside of the building that they are standing in, begging for the return of their son, who would love nothing more than to hurt or harm or, maybe even take the life away of these parents, their son, they're standing right outside that building, and they have enough humanity in them and compassion in them to also wish well for the people in Gaza. That I thought that was really huge. That's what the world's about. That just goes to show how the Jewish people are versus the pro-Hamas, pro-Palestinian movement. There's a huge, vast difference between the two. So I wanted to make sure that we pointed that out. I loved seeing that. But Joe, I want everybody to see, in case you guys don't know about the quick stop by and get an abortion truck that they have so conveniently parked right outside of the DNC. I want to pull that up.
The bookmobile.
So, because it's not even, I'm like I say it like I'm joking about it, but I'm not. It's truly a pull-up truck. And this is it right here. And you go and you sign up. And I don't.
God, that's disgusting. It is so.
Free. Oh, you know what? Free T-shirts.
So a woman walks in there with a child. Woman walks out of there without a child. I could sit and watch that all day just to see.
You know,
I mean,
and
just
it's
the
just
mental
not,
anguish that truck represents for a lot of people.
it does. It mental anguish on both sides. And I don't feel like it should just be, parked out here like it's nothing. So there's people on both sides. There's people that are walking into there that have an issue, and it could be extremely hard for them. But then there's people, the rest of the world has to sit out here and think that it's okay that we're watching this.
Yeah.
This is not the time or a place for this. It's just not. It's wrong.
Yeah.
And it's just wrong. It's wrong in so many ways.
I know that we want to get to some other topics, but back there, we're all alive during a period when there were advances in liberalism. Like when I was in high school, did you get the condoms? Did you have the condom bowl?
No.
You did? Well, I did.
Yeah.
You could take a free condom out and it's party night or whatever it is, and you could use those things. And the parents were up. What? I think rightfully so a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was so light and fluffy compared to this stuff. And then, to me, it's all about contraception. It's all about be safe.
It is.
It's all about be safe. This is a world in which this is an important part of your world. But then there's a threshold that when you cross, you're pregnant now. That's a different,
Exactly.
that should be a different world. Okay, we gave you the contraception, the IUDs, the condoms, the pills, the plan B, whatever it is. That should be part of the conversation. And that's safety, and that's good. But once you get to that other side of the threshold, it shouldn't continue with Dr. Kevorkian trucks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
do.
It's like this, there's no gradient in there.
Well, so this is a problem. This is not a solution to unwanted pregnancy.
Yeah.
This is a problem here. And it's an epidemic, to say the least. But they don't want to talk about the solutions. They don't want to talk about it. They don't.
There is no solution. But here's the problem: there's no solution to a woman once you're. If they said
it's called prevention.
No, I know that, but and I think there are people that prevent. There are people that but they get to a point where it's like, oh, I had a one night stand with a guy in Miami, and now I'm pregnant. Now you're on the other side of that threshold. You see what I'm saying? This the party side, prevention and contraception and playing it safe. That's cool, and that's you absolutely 1 billion% need to teach that and make it even way more available to people. Way more. There's people that can't afford some of this stuff.
Yeah.
But IUDs and all that stuff. But once you get over here, it is fair that there's another universe of discussion.
Yeah.
When does the baby get a heartbeat? When does the baby have a consciousness? When is it become disgusting and gross to society that you are killing the kid? Is it 9 months? Is it 1 month?
It's already gone too far at that point. It's already gone too far.
You're right.
It has gone too far. So
yes.
So instead of having a free abortion truck sitting outside, they need to have.
Imagine that thing pulling up to your high school.
I couldn't
imagine that pulling up to your high school.
This food truck right here should have popped its windows open and given out contraception pamphlets on birth control, abstinence, how to protect yourself.
Correct.
It's a cause and effect situation for most. Okay. It's a cause and effect.
Yeah.
So
Flag that tape.
Here's what
That's
we do. Here's what happens when two things meet up, then it becomes a child. Now there are exceptions. Okay. We know that. So I'm not going to keep beating that dead horse, but for the most part, there's a cause and effect. Let's not allow that to happen. Let's start there. So instead of pushing all of this policy and lying and saying that Donald Trump is going to, have a countrywide ban, even though he says that he's going to give it back to the states. Tim Walz said last night, oh, he's lying. I'm telling everybody he's going to have a countrywide ban on abortion. It's not true. He's just trying to give it back to the states. But instead of wasting all of this time, money, and energy into trucks like this, this is not a solution.
No.
You need to get these kids
to them it
young.
Is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But they're missing it. And that's what's so sick about it is when people are young, teach them the cause and effect, teach them what to do if they are in a situation, tell them that there are ways, and give out free contraception. Because the last thing we want, I work with children that were born unwanted every day.
Yeah.
It is a horrible life.
Yeah.
So is this the solution to that? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that there are ways to prevent pregnancy.
Yeah.
Okay. Birth control, most of it's 99.9% effective. And here we are
Correct.
watching people walk up into a truck to terminate a life.
I think that this is the beginning, and I know I'm hammering this too much, but this is the beginning of a lot of solutions that could happen. I love the idea of just unfettered access to contraception. I love that. There's no reason not to have that.
Right.
Even I would help invest in it as a taxpayer.
I would
think
too.
I think that's awesome. That's perfect. I think that you can now, when I talk about the threshold, now you're pregnant. Now what? There needs to be a grown-up conversation with our elected leaders, not the dipshit ones, but the real ones. We don't want Cory Bush part of the discussion. We want the real people that are thoughtful and read books and that kind of thing. We want them to say, all right, if you're pregnant and we have doctors buying in and chiming in at 15 weeks, one day, the abortion is now null and void. You have to have the kid. I'm sorry. It's at that point, we don't want the United States to be so ghoulish that nobody moves here. So, but I don't know what that date is. Is it day one? Is it 9 months? Then the doctors they have to let us know why this is not this. When I was coming up and they were talking about abortion, they were like, look, these are cells that have not even formed yet. They're not alive. That's what we were told. They don't have a consciousness. They don't have feelings. They don't have a nervous system, blah, blah, blah. If you take it out now, it's fine. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. But no one's telling us what the ramifications of it. Look, this is getting disgusting, especially in my mind about just talking about this. But the day that Virginia governor let abortion go to like when the baby was out of the womb, I was like, okay, stop, pull the brakes. Yeah. Something's wrong here. Yes. That's not how it's supposed to go. That was the day that I was like, wait a minute, you better get in a room and figure this out.
Well,
enough is enough.
Tim Walz, under his watch, because of his policy on abortion. Well, I want to make 2 points about this. He wants it to be a statewide tax, health care tax for people in that state to pay for abortions. Okay. Yeah. So you've got that. And then number 2, under his watch, there were 5 babies that were born full term.
I did not know that.
Okay.
That's disgusting.
They tried to abort them, and guess what? It didn't work.
So what did they do?
They were born, and they don't have any kind of aftercare because it's
You're
not
kidding.
it's not part of the program. So so these children were
5
of them. 5 children were born after trying to abort them,
and then you have a bunch of nurses walking around.
Them. You have to try to keep these are children. These are full-term children that are
to be
born
part of the narrative
and mutilated. It should be. Yeah. Okay, and then these children are born. What do? Do you keep them? How do you keep them comfortable? Do you just sit there and you watch them because they don't have anything. They don't have any kind of protocol for this, but it happens. Yeah. So, and again, like you were saying, I mean, you could really just get yourself sick thinking about this.
I'm sorry, but you have to do as a mom, I think you have to show your 14-year-old daughter what an abortion actually looks like. This is going to be disgusting. It's going to be graphic, but you have to know what this is. So the decisions you make at 21 up through the time of menopause, you have to know this. Yeah. You have to. I'm sorry. Come here. Sit down. Here's a tea. Do you want a tea? Okay. We got to watch this. This is what happens if you decide to have an abortion.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I mean, it's hard.
It's the only way you can really remedy these conversations.
Drive it home.
Yeah. Yes. Because someone like me, I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't abortion. I'm way more concerned about mortgage rates being 8% than I am abortion. I know that it's number 4 on the list, but when soccer moms are voting on this stuff and they don't even know what they're voting on, that's when I have a problem.
Yeah.
You want to vote on that? Fine. Here's what an abortion looks like. Knock yourself out. I'll be in the other room if you need me. Anyway, back to JFK.
Well, okay. Look, here, I want to do, because I want to show you guys a few things. So I want to do like a contrast between two people that spoke last night. One was Representative Joyce Beatty from Ohio. And we have a video that I want to show. I just want you guys to hear her words because it makes no sense to me. Here she is, a Black woman. she knows what it's like to be from an impoverished community. She knows many people from impoverished communities, but JD Vance, because he came from an impoverished community and wanted to do better, we're supposed to shame him for it. So I want to show you guys this clip first.
Good evening. I'm Joyce Beatty, and I'm proud to represent Ohio in Congress. I was born in the Buckeye State, and I've never left. Now, J.D. Vance likes to talk about how he's from Ohio, but as soon as he could, he ran away to Yale and Silicon Valley, cozying up with billionaires while trashing our communities. JD has been our senator for 18 months. And what has he done for hardworking Americans? Nothing.
Okay, that's good, Joe.
He's been busy.
And then, hey, okay, so then go ahead and pull that Michelle Obama one up.
Oh, boy.
So, the ignorance of these people.
Fun day.
It just blows my mind. These people. Go ahead and we'll play this too.
You see, my mom, in her steady, quiet way, lived out that striving sense of hope every single day of her life. She believed that all children, all people have value, that anyone can succeed if given the opportunity.
So what does that have to do?
She and my father didn't aspire to be wealthy. In fact, they were suspicious of folks who took more than they needed.
Okay, good.
They understood.
So did you hear what she just said? She said, as soon as someone had the opportunity, they should have done better for themselves, right? I mean, that's what it's about, right? The American dream. You set goals, you strive for better, you strive for more. And then you've got someone like Joyce Beatty condemning JD Vance because as soon as and she even said it, as soon as he had the opportunity, he booked it out of there.
Yeah.
And she's shaming him for having the brains to get into Yale.
Yeah.
What is he supposed to say? Like, no, because I grew up like this, because everyone in my hometown is addicted to meth, heroin. My mom's a drug addict, an alcoholic. Everyone in my family. I'm just, what? I don't feel right going to Yale. I'm going to go ahead and go to the local community college.
Exactly.
I mean, so she's shaming, I don't know if it's because he's white and he's not black, that he wasn't supposed to, him too, white people too, come from the same impoverished communities that black people do. Whether they want to admit it or not, they do. So the guy, he's bright, God gave him an awesome mind. And he was able to get out of there. I'd run for the hills too.
Yeah.
Who in their right mind would choose to stay in that environment if they had the opportunity and the way and the smarts and the will to get out of it? And then you've got someone like, Michelle Obama coming in and saying what I just said, that, people need to take the opportunities when it's given to them and get out.
Yeah.
And then she has the audacity to say that her parents questioned anybody that was doing well. Well, you know how much Michelle Obama's worth?
I would say 300 million, 200 million.
She herself is worth 100 million. They have 4 very, very large homes.
What about the family estate?
Yeah. I mean, so I'm sorry. Michelle herself is worth at least $160 million.
Yeah.
And she's talking that her parents think anybody that has money is sus.
Yeah.
Well,
sus as hell.
I mean,
not to mention, how did you get your money? You got your money by being a community organizer, coming up through the ranks, letting white people vote for you, because you're not going to get into office without the white people voting for you. They're not sus. And then you moved your asses up all the way up the chain to president of the United States. No fault of their own. Good for you for running. Good for you for winning. Good for the white people for voting for you. Good for all of that. And then you took an opportunity, wrote books, did keynote speeches, marketed things, and you became financially successful. The ring of success for them is not disgusting to me at all. Congratulations. I like it. You parlayed the Obama brand and made money with it.
Mhm.
That's what Trump did.
Right.
Trump took his dad's dying Manhattan business, funded it with $1 million loan, went through the rigmarole of building buildings, branding them, licensing things, the same thing that you did, Michelle.
Mhm.
There's no difference.
Right.
It's just this guy has a gangster potty mouth that you don't like. That's all the only difference.
Well, and it's okay for her. It's okay for Kamala because she's a millionaire too and likes to talk about how she came from I don't know how the middle class families are
these
poor.
are people that the only problem I ever have with these people is you didn't produce anything. You didn't sell anything. You didn't invest money. You made your money off of the backs of public service. Like Cori Bush. I'm always interested. There's no way Cori Bush had $1 to her name when she ran for office, right?
No.
But now she's got cash and she's got an entourage, and now she's going to be able to parlay that into keynote speeches. She's going to be able to parlay that into books.
Yeah,
she's going to be able to,
is pushing it.
Yeah, she's going to be able to parlay that into public awareness.
Yeah.
So she left for Washington, D.C., comes back to St. Louis, probably will be living in Ladue, probably at our Chesterfield or somewhere that's not where she came from.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the problem that I have with being a public servant. You go there, you do your 4 years, and then you go make money. That's crazy to me. So shut the hell up, Democrats. You guys, there's no way you're not as rich as these guys over here.
Well, that's just it. But it's okay for them. But it's not okay for J.D. Vance. It's not okay for Donald Trump. It's not okay for all of these other people to work hard.
Yeah.
And they're the only ones who are able to, be born like this and then end up like this. Yet, you've got Kamala Harris saying that she wants an even scorecard.
And
she
Joe
wants
Biden's
everybody.
the same way. Joe Biden's the same way. The cat has $28 million stuffed somewhere.
Yeah, heck yeah.
The guy did not have a good brand. It wasn't like, oh my God, I got to put the Biden logo on T-shirts and let him sell it. Nobody bought his books.
Right.
So he was like, well, he's entitled as anybody else to make millions of dollars off of his public service. If Barack can do it, so can I. Hey, come over here, Junior. Go over to Ukraine and see if we can make some money off of them. Get $3 million, put it into an account. I have nothing to do with it, and we'll split it later. That's what happened.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not lie. The guy has got $30 million stuffed in accounts all over the world.
Yeah.
His was shady, and the Baracks were not.
Well, and speaking of lying, you saw
the truth.
You saw the Department of Labor released that the Biden-Harris administration had been caught padding the job statistics by 818,000 jobs.
Yeah.
Okay, that's almost 1 million jobs. So it's just lie after lie after lie. And I mean, how you can get away with something like that and not be called out, by your own party?
Yeah.
That's not just a few numbers. So then you go back and you're like, okay, is that what's going to happen with the votes for the November election? Are we going to soon find out that almost 1 million votes just weren't recorded for the right candidate?
Boy, I'll tell you what, the RNC has got their work cut out for them. I don't know who's running that thing. I don't care. But if you don't have, you need silos. The RNC needs silos. They need the get out the vote now silo. Go vote early silo. We need 400 lawyers across the country silo, where we need pro bono work of you going and making sure that the votes are what they say they are.
Yeah.
We need the silo that says there's no voting, what do they call them, bins or voting, you need
ballot boxes.
We need those guys. We need the ballot harvester, legal ballot harvesting. You need all these silos to be working like a fine-tuned machine. I don't know that they're doing that because they're not going to win straight up. It's not like putting two NFL teams on the field, Chiefs versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. No, this is not that. If the Republicans come to the game and they say, we're going to play by the rules, you lose. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because the Democrats, they flatten their balls. They have the referees in their back pocket. They are allowed to play with 16 people on the field. You're only allowed to play with 11 people on the field. So they're cheating already. They know how to cheat and not get caught. Republicans don't know what that's all about.
Yeah. Well, they're the party of magic tricks.
Yeah.
It's like Houdini over there. They've
Yeah.
got people coming and going, and poof, in the middle of the night, they're gone, and then
Yeah.
we all forget about it.
I
It's
think
like,
this early voting thing is garbage.
yeah,
I
do
cannot
too.
believe that the American people put up with this.
I know.
Every time I think of voting and democracy, how come I think of Iraq?
Yeah.
How come I think of the first democratic election that Iraq had, and people were walking down streets with sniper rifles pointed at them,
Yep.
and they had to put their little thumb in the purple goo
right.
to show this is the only time I get one vote, one
Yep.
man.
That's right.
Why are we not doing that?
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about protecting democracy? Biden, why don't you make it so evident that the elections are legit that we can't even question you?
Yeah, right.
So
Well, I think it's one day it's going to get so bad. Something's going to happen because of election fraud. Something bad is going to happen.
I think that they're hoping by then that the country's so diluted with whatever they're doing to it.
It's on its way.
That there's not enough people that would be able to rise up and say, hey, this is not fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You would think so.
That they're rushed to beat the clock as well. They're beating the clock is dilute the country so hardcore that the Republicans, there's not enough of them to do anything anymore. I know those guys have a back office plan that's genius, I'm sure.
Well, so, and speaking of diluted and of our country being so diluted, everybody wants, the world to know that Kamala is here to bring joy. And I cannot believe, I'm so embarrassed for them that they are actually running this. Like Michelle Obama, she said probably 10 times, oh, Kamala's bringing joy, and she keeps trying to say that, basically her and Barack were the hope people. Remember the hope and change. So she said hope last night. She said joy last night. So there's this video that I need you guys to watch, because this is how Kamala Harris, under her watch, has brought joy to our country. Meanwhile, I'd want to also remind everybody that she's going to have long-term capital gains tax of 44.6%.
There goes the stock market.
I don't feel like that does not bring joy to me. Does it bring joy to you?
No.
Yeah, it's awful, but she's bringing joy, and this is how she has brought joy to our country.
Let's do this.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, and there you go.
Whoever put that together is genius.
Seriously. So Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, while all this is going on, we're trying to, like, every single thing that you just saw, they're worried about parents showing up to board meetings. They're worried about people having mask mandates or having mandated cupcakes. They're worried about all the wrong things, and we're all supposed to just be okay with this.
Yeah.
So these business owners, these store owners, the owners of these homes, these cars, they don't matter. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And these are American people.
So those are collateral damage. So what you think of collateral damage is a soldier on the front line, infantry going in and saying we're gonna lose some soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is to them. This is their front. This is their front line.
Yeah.
Is no cash bail. This is their front line for not incarcerating every African American in urban areas. This is their front line.
Yeah, a few casualties for the better of the masses.
Right. So if this happens, we're going to have to try to whitewash it somehow and make it nice.
Yeah.
You can't do that because that ad killed it.
Yeah.
These are not peaceful demonstrations by any stretch of the imagination. I do agree that this is the country of demonstrations. This is not that. Freedom of speech is getting on a soapbox somewhere with a bullhorn and telling people what you think. Charlie Kirk is
and
actually
not wanting to bring physical harm to others.
I think Charlie Kirk is doing it it's exactly what freedom of speech means. You know who Charlie Kirk is?
Oh
He
yeah.
shows up at a college campus, puts his little tent up, puts up a PA, a microphone, says, let's have a conversation. He was kind of the original I believe in low taxes, change my mind guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like when he does that, it just shows the stupidity of liberalism.
Yeah.
They can't win. One-to-one conversation, a liberal versus a conservative, they can't win the debate. They cannot do it.
Yeah.
If you had a debate about abortion with a liberal, they would lose. If they had a debate about taxes, they would lose. If they had a debate about transgendered rights for 4-year-olds, they would lose. So liberalism is based on exactly what you're seeing at that DNC convention. It's pomp, it's circumstance, it's confetti, it's balloons. But once you have to go into the office to do the work, you fail.
Yeah.
And that's what I hope is today, at some point, RFK is going to drop out of the race.
Yes, go. Yep.
And today, RFK is going to say, we cannot have Kamala Harris as a president. I am super interested to see what he says, how he frames it. And even his liberal entrepreneurial sidekick, and I can't remember her name. She's in the same boat. She's like, we cannot have Kamala Harris. So I don't know if this is a dynamic changing event for the soccer moms. And I will not stop saying that until after this election. But I cannot wait to see if this actually changes the trajectory because RFK's smart.
Yeah. Oh, he's very, very smart.
He's super smart. I think that he tried to play the liberal game, but he's not a liberal. He's a Democrat.
No.
He's a blue dog Democrat, almost an independent.
Yeah. I think he was trying to find that niche and it didn't quite work for him. I think he tried to go too far to the left to try to get in there to, kind of
because
cozy
at
up
some
to
point
everybody.
you go, this is ridiculous.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It is ridiculous. And it will be interesting to see if the independents and the undecided kind of, follow his lead. But then you've got someone like Oprah Winfrey last night. She was up there. She's, a self-proclaimed independent pushing hard for Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, she has not changed at all. But, so that's the first thing I thought of last night when I saw Oprah I was like, okay, so now we're going to have, someone like RFK. So hopefully he can get out there and start speaking and start changing the minds of a lot of these people, because that's who I want.
The Republicans have no star power on their side. They don't.
Yeah.
They might have some
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, they got Hulk Hogan, and they have guys like who else? Some country band from South Alabama who's number 20 on the charts.
Yeah. Well,
but they don't have firepower behind them. They don't. And it really is.
We've got the good American people, the hardworking, conservative, God love country people.
It's the Republicans are the new Democrats. The Republicans are the new blue dog Democrats. It's the truth.
It is.
I'm sorry, man.
Hey, I would have been a Democrat. I would say all the way up to the point of probably Obama. I mean, maybe a little bit in the middle, but you go back to the beginning when the Constitution was written up.
Yeah.
John Adams.
Yeah.
I everything that he stood for, I loved.
Yeah.
And then slowly over time, it has morphed. And exactly like you said, it has come full circle.
Yeah.
And so now the good ways of the Democrat ways, the fair ways of the Democrat Party are now shifted over to the right. It's just completely gone ass backwards.
Yeah.
I mean, completely.
I think the beginning of when I noticed politics was Jimmy Carter screwing up the world. He tried to go get our hostages out, and there's helicopters laying in the middle of the desert. He tried to price fix gas prices, and there's lines around gas stations. I was like, that seems wrong. And then when the compare and contrast to me started the day that Reagan became, and I was too young back then to remember any of this, but researching when Reagan came in, he scared the crap out of every world leader. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He came in, he fixed the gas situation. He came in, he fired the traffic controllers. He said, "Not on my watch, son.
Yeah.
If you don't show up for work, I don't care what union you're with.
Mhm.
You're gone."
That's right.
He was a badass. He was the
but
original
he did
Trump.
he did it with class, and that's
Yes,
what
he
I
did it
loved
with
about
decorum.
Reagan. Yes,
he did
absolutely.
it with a presidential
Mhm.
twist that Trump doesn't have.
Right.
Trump doesn't have that. He has a. If you ever watched Casino, he has a mob boss. When he walks in, it's like, oh my gosh, there's Corleone over there. We better be careful what we say around the guy, and that's cool too.
Yeah.
But liberals don't like that.
No,
Soccer
they
moms
definitely
hate
don't.
grabbing them in the whatever.
Yeah.
You don't want to say that around a soccer mom. I could just grab them in the boop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
that resonated for a long time, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, hey, we
So-
had to have a Carter to get a Reagan, so I'll always
Had
say
to
that.
have a Carter to get a Reagan. We
Yep.
needed a Biden to get back at Trump.
You got it. That's what's going to happen, right? We got to be
Yes.
positive. But before we get out of here, I do want to show something that has been going on this entire time while the DNC is taking place. I want to talk about all of the missing children. It has been updated. Joe, do you have that picture for me? I think it was the DHS. So this is while all this is going on, in a stunning DHS report released in the middle of the DNC, the Harris Biden administration admitted hundreds of thousands of smuggled children are now missing, likely sold into sex and labor trafficking. That is dramatically higher than the 85,000 that had been previously reported. So I just want to remind
Why
people.
the hell didn't Oprah bring that up last night?
Why didn't anybody bring it up last night? Why
She
didn't
forgot about it.
Michelle Obama's the one for kids, remember?
Yeah.
She wants to make sure kids are healthy and having healthy lunch and everything, but no one's going to talk about this. And it's shameful, because this is what's happening. This happy-go-lucky DNC with, fireworks and streamers and balloons and all of this, you got to get real. And as soon as these people walk out of that building, do you think that they're thinking about this, or do you think that they're thinking about
they
the
feel like they
homeless
just
people?
got out of a Van Halen concert.
Totally.
Or a Taylor Swift concert.
And what they need to realize is that this is under the people that they're in there supporting. This is what's happening under their watch now.
But do the people know that? And do they put here's my question.
Or they either don't know or they don't care.
Do the
one of the
people who look, why you, and I know you got to leave, but here's the deal. The goal of what's going on right now has nothing to do with keeping abortion legal. The goal has nothing to do with LGBTQ rights. The goal is, it's way over here, and it is one world government. It is knocking down the United States. They want this just to be a landmass that participates in voting for European, China, Indonesian world rights.
Yeah.
They don't want this United States. They don't want they think we're Hoosiers.
Yeah.
They think we're morons.
Yeah.
They want to be part of the international community. They want to be part of that Switzerland and Sweden and Europe. They don't want to be part of Missouri.
Yeah.
So if you're voting, your vote counts. Remember, this has nothing to do with the little trinkets that they're putting in your face. This has to do with moving the ball forward to a bigger thing. That's right. That's what I'm going to leave it at.
Okay, so before we get out of here today, I want to say thank you to our advertisers and supporters. So first, we're going to start off with Complete Auto Body and Repair. Thank you to Complete Auto Body and Repair for being one of our best sponsors. There's 5 locations throughout the St. Louis metro area. They take care of any auto needs from A to Z, inside and out. They get you in, they get you out, and they do not nickel and dime you. Give them a call or check them out at CompleteAB.com. Next, we've got Mr. Conservative Injury Lawyer, David Gregory. Special thanks to lawyer David Gregory, the Conservative Injury Lawyer. Check him out at conservativeinjurylawyer.com. If you've been in an accident with a car, truck, or motorcycle, get in touch with Dave. Vic does. Vic's used him several times and has been nothing short of happy with him. David wins If Dave wins and you tell him that that you are a audience member for Cancel This, he will take a percentage off of what he gets and give it back to you. Then we've got WeQuip USA, wequipusa.com. It is the site that connects you with other people in your area so you can rent items from others and or rent your products to them. It's backed by insurance and just a really unique site to use. wequipusa.today.com. Then we get to some grilling. I wonder if people are going to be out grilling tonight because it's so nice out, you know? It kind of smells like that weather. If you are grilling and using charcoal, use the best and most healthy option you can, Rockwood charcoal. It's Missouri made. The best charcoal comes from, and they say it's so pure, it breaks apart in your hands. I don't grill, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but that sounds kind of cool. Like, it makes me want to pick it up and crush it in my hands. If you have not tried the newest sandwich place in St. Louis area, check out Capriati's, located on Manchester Road and Rock Hill. Capriati's is making a name for itself with several choices, including turkey that is roasted overnight. I hear about this all the time, that they actually roast their turkeys in store overnight. Capriati's is sure to be a hit. They also do tremendous catering. Give them a try. I don't know. I'm going to save Wendy's for last because Ben, I love you. But anyway, so if anybody is looking for any real estate needs at all, please give Megan Livingstone a call or an email. With Megan, it will be a positive yet thorough approach, and you cannot go wrong. She will guide you through any ups, any downs, and keep you level-headed throughout the process. You can contact Megan Livingstone at megan.livingstone@exprealty.com. And last but not least, our Wendy's right down the road here. There's 2 locations. There is one down here in Chesterfield, Missouri, and then they've got another one in Defiance, Missouri. You can ask as many different people as you want that's been in there. They will tell you that they've got a different menu item that they love so much. They've just got a huge variety of different things. I love the grilled buffalo chicken salad. My kids love the fish tacos. Anyway, work hard, play hard. Wendy's is a place for you. And it's the best neighborhood food. Drinks, you can go after you play golf, baseball game, after work. You'll see everybody in there doing all sorts of different kinds of things. So check them out, Wendy's. Anything else from you, Mr. Eric Johnson?
No.
What do you got shaking this weekend?
We are in Kansas City.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, we're playing in Kansas City, so we're nowhere
big
local.
Time.
Yeah, I mean, man, for listening from Kansas City.
Wow. Hey, you never know.
I'm trying to think what else is going on. What else is going on, Joe? Oh, we're 1 week away from the opening of football season.
Yes. Let's go.
You ready?
Yes.
This is a bittersweet time of the year for me.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
I love football. I can't imagine why they don't just have the football season during summer. But now we're having the decrease in the air temperature.
Yes.
You look around and the leaves are starting to fall.
Yeah, they are. And then it's going to be in the 90s, I think, this weekend. So
one more time. Yeah, it's always like it's like these little teases at the end of
Yeah.
summer. But I hate it because I wish we just went from fall right back to spring.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we
I
don't.
love summer, so I can't
But you hate
hop on
winter,
that
don't you?
bandwagon. I don't like being cold.
No.
I like being hot. But anyway, thanks so much, everybody,
good.
for joining us on Cancel This Live. And everyone have a great Friday tomorrow and weekend. And we will be back Monday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. Have a safe and fun weekend. Take care.